Ismail Abdulsalam, BeatsBoxingMayhem.com. I'm here with a very special guest. This man has just started his pro career 3 months ago and is already 2-0 with 2 knockouts, going for knockout number 3 on
Yes,
June the
sir.
11th at Summertime Brawl. I'm here with none other than Dante Williams. Dante, thank you for making time. How you doing today, man?
How you doing, man? I'm good.
Appreciate you. Appreciate you. I'm glad you were able to make time. We know we're getting into Memorial Day weekend, but I know you can't do too much eating and all that because you got this fight coming up.
Yeah.
How's the schedule been feeling for you? Because you're already 3 months in, already had 2 fights, about to have number 3. How's it been balancing these fights, these pro fights, with your actual training?
Uh, to be real, man, this is what I've been waiting on. You know what I'm saying? So, like, just balancing it with my regular training and my work, like, it really easy because this is what I love to do. I'll always have time, find time for my boxing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll always have time for it, no matter what. So, I know I have to do that because the speed up the progress and make sure I know what's going on. Because I know there's a lot of fighters out there that been boxing longer than me. You know what I'm saying? So I just have to stay in the gym, stay working on my craft, make sure I don't be slipping when my time come and they call me, I'll be ready.
Got you, got you. So let's talk about this. Being that you mentioned that you've been, waiting for this for a long time, let's go back to the beginning. How did you start getting into boxing? Because I feel like everybody that's a boxer or pro boxer has like a great origin story about what got them into the sport.
Well, me, man, to be real, like I always loved boxing when I was younger. I used to watch it with my dad, you know what I'm saying? So growing up, I wanted to try boxing, but being the regular how we do, we just like basketball, football, the normal sports, you know what I'm saying? I
Right.
didn't have no boxing outlet where I was, you know what I'm saying? My closest gym to me growing up was in Macon. And my dad, you know what I'm saying, raised me and my 2 brothers by ourselves. I have 2 sisters too, but they stayed with their mother, you know what I'm saying? But my dad raised me and my 2 brothers by himself, you know what I'm saying, basically. My mom left when I was like 3, 4 years old, and my dad took up the slack. He just raised the boy, you know what I'm saying? So he didn't have time to take me all the way to Macon, you know what I'm saying, to go boxing because he was working 12, 13, 14 hours a day, you know what I'm saying? So I just had to deal with the basketball, school, you know what I'm saying? Because we stayed right around from the school. And yes, I was born in Hawkinsville. All my family, I got a lot of family in Hawkinsville, but I moved to Perry when I was like 4, 5 years old. And I've been in Perry, you know what I'm saying, like my whole life. You know what I'm saying? I was raised up in Perry, you know what I'm saying? Perry, Georgia. You know what I mean? So like just seeing him working all day, every day, I just wanted him, you know what I'm saying? I just want to do something to take some of that weight off for him. And I grew up being a little hothead, thinking I'm bad, you know what I'm saying? So I really wanted to fight to show that I can fight, you know what I'm saying? For real, for real. But
Mhm.
I just being young and dumb, got into the streets, young, got into the street, did all that stuff like that. I've been to prison, got out of prison, came back. I thought it was too late for me to pursue my dream. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I didn't ever give up. I always thought I can always do something because I always thought I was supposed to be a professional something. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Growing up. So once I find my coach, JD Bryan, and I went to the gym, he told me like, if you want to do this for real, man, you ain't even got to pay me, bro. Just show me you gonna do it for real. Put in the work. Come in, do the workouts. He ain't even have to ask me to run, man. I used to run and work out on my own when I left the gym. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Right.
I used to work out at work. 'Cause I used to work out. I used to work at night at Purdue Farm, the chicken plant.
Right.
I used to do extra workouts at work while I'm on the clock. You know what I'm saying? Like this
Mhm.
how bad I wanted because I felt like I was behind because I started boxing. I started boxing when I was it was what 2018. I started MMA first
Okay.
in 2016. but I only had like in that from 2016 to 2018, I only had one fight in MMA. Everybody kept backing out on me.
Mm.
So after that, my dad was like, well, I'd rather you box anyway, because you ain't got to worry about nothing but your hands with boxing. You ain't got to worry about no knees, no bows, no feet. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, and with my dad getting older, and my dad had got hospitalized, he had kidney failure and stuff like that, being diabetic and all that. I had to move back home and take care of all the bills myself. You know what I'm saying? So with that, I just granted his wishes. He wanted me to box. I'm just gonna box. I'm just gonna focus on boxing. You know what I'm saying? And after that, I focused on boxing. I had a short amateur career, like 12 amateur fights. You know what I mean? But after that, I just used to work out and train so much, I picked up on it so quick. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it wasn't never like a lag moment for me or nothing like that. I ain't never felt like I was behind. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to beat me up and show me that you can beat me. You know what I'm saying? That's just my mentality. So once I did that, man, I had my once the corona hit after my 12th amateur fight, everything slowed down.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So once everything slowed down, I just did a lot of sparring, traveling everywhere, Florida, Alabama, South Carolina, everywhere. Just give me Atlanta, sparring a lot of folks, a lot of top heavyweights and everything, so I can get my craft better and be ready for my debut. And when it happens, I was ready. You know what I mean? And it's just on and popping from here on out, man.
Got it. Got it. Appreciate that, man. Very in-depth. There's a lot of things you mentioned there I want to touch on because especially when we hear about being raised by a single parent, the story we always hear is the father being gone. Yours was
Yeah,
different. It's the mother. And I think a
man.
lot of people don't really focus on what the impact could be not having a mother in your life when you were younger. How did that impact you growing up, particularly as you got older, dealing with women? How do you feel that that impacted your growth, not having your
Well,
mother around?
to be real, man, how it impacted me is like my feelings of like for females and stuff like that. It wasn't like, oh, they just here to please you. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't like no tie-dye thing. Cause just not put my dad out there. My dad was a Rolling Stone, man. You know what I mean?
Got it.
So
Okay.
you feel me? Like I used to just see him, you know what I'm saying, with the women. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm.
I ain't know what was going on as a young age, but as I got older, I knew what was going on then. You know what I'm saying? But
All right.
just my mother not being there, man, it just like you grew up harder. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of folks like to say, like my dad wasn't there, so I had to be hard. No, my dad had made sure we was hard. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't no being no soft, no nothing when he's around, cause he used to coach my little like everything recreation, football, basketball, soccer. He used to coach everything. So he was my coach, like doing sports growing up, you know what I'm saying? Till I got into middle school and started playing middle school ball and stuff like that. But yeah, man, we grew up a little harder, man. It wasn't really that too much crying and all that, you know what I'm saying? It
All
wasn't,
right.
uh, he just made sure that we were good. We had food on our stomach, clothes on our back in a house, and you know what I'm saying, to come to, and all the bills and stuff paid. You know what I'm saying? Everything else, boys gonna be boys, you know what I'm saying, growing up. So
All
we
right.
got in a lot of stuff, you know what I'm saying? And growing up, I don't been to prison, did all that, you know what I'm saying? But it only took me one time to go there, you know what I'm saying? I realized that ain't the spot for me. That ain't the spot really for nobody, you know what I'm saying? But my dad put that discipline in us real early, you know what I'm saying? And just not having my mom there, man, it just like I didn't know how to take love, I ain't know, what I'm saying, love and all that. Yeah, fuck
Right.
that, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't none of that because I ain't had it. Cause my daddy was hard on us all the time, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't look at it like he ain't love us or no stuff like that. I just look at it like tough love. You know what I'm saying? We grew up
Right.
with tough love, but he always wanted the best for us. You know what I'm saying? So I can't do nothing but take my hat off to them for that. You know what I mean? Like a lot of
Definitely.
fathers wouldn't do that. You know what I mean? So
This is true.
yeah, but just not having my mom there, man, that's the impact it had on me. Like it just how basically how to treat a female right. You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
that love that you supposed to feel as a youngin that the mom supposed to give you, I ain't never had that. You know what I'm saying? So me being like sympathetic and you know what I'm saying, stuff like that, it ain't really in me because I look at that as being soft. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
all right, something happened to you, all right, suck it up, keep it going. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
It'll be all right. You feel me? Like it's still like that to me to this day.
All right.
But I do understand now how to treat a female, you know what I'm saying? The love of female and stuff like that. So, but when I was younger, boy, yeah, boy, it wasn't there. Like it just number being hard, you know what I mean? Like how I grew up, like I really didn't even listen to no slow songs like that. You know, it just all rap, hard rap, you know what I'm
Got
saying?
it.
Even
Yeah.
though my dad always played the reggae music because, you know, he got a little Jamaican in his mama was half Jamaican. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? So I know Bob Marley and all them, the old folk, you know, the old school people, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what? I only listened to it around him because he made me listen to it. You know what I'm saying? But when I was by myself and stuff like that, it wasn't none of that. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So, but yeah, that's just the effect, you know what I'm saying, not being having a woman in the house. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna grow up a little harder. How folks said, like my temper was bad. You know what I'm saying? Like you couldn't say nothing to me, or you gonna have to show me. We're gonna have to fight. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I always used to fight in the street. That's how I got into boxing in the fighting world. Cause my little brother, God bless the dead, he got murdered like 7, 8 years ago. Uh, he really introduced me like, bro, you might as well go box or something. You know what I'm saying? Even though, cause he know I used to love boxing and watch it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you always get in these fights in the street, man. You know what I'm saying? You go box and you won't even get in trouble for it. You know what I'm saying? So I
Mhm.
went thinking like that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, okay, yeah, you right. And he like, shit, you know you can make some good money. You know what I'm saying? With boxing
Right.
too, you do it the right way and you knock a few folks out. Folks gonna go looking at you. Folks gonna want to sign you and stuff like that. So my brother was my drive into just going ahead and jumping into the boxing. So at that point right there, you know, I had just got out of prison. I was thinking the whole opposite way. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
well, I gotta get me some money. You know what I'm saying? Like, I only been gone 2 years, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta do something, you know what I mean? Then we sat down and had that talk, and everything went to making sense. And when we had that talk, it like something in my brain clicked, like, boy, you gotta move different. You know what I'm saying? Like all that wanna be in the streets and being hot, you know what I'm saying? That ain't the move, you know what I'm saying? You can make some real good money doing this stuff and doing something you love to do, and it won't feel like work to you because you love doing it. I like,
Exactly. Yeah.
okay. So once I started thinking like that, man, I changed my whole perspective of life, outlook on life, and how I move in the streets and everything. My friends, I stopped hanging with certain folks. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just stuff you
Mhm.
had to do if you wanted to live this dream and go far in it. You know what I mean? So I knew that, and that's what I did, man.
Fantastic. Fantastic. And you mentioned going all up and down different states and getting good sparring. Who would you say that's really impacted you the most in that area, just watching how they work in the ring and all that? Who's giving you the most beneficial sparring so far?
Uh, right now, I'm gonna say I I got a couple folks, you know what I'm saying? Like
Okay.
in Florida is Lakeland, Florida. His name OJ Bam.
Okay.
He top heavyweight. He's like 12 and 0, 13 and 0 right now.
Hmm.
And he got a belt. He got like a silver heavyweight, a silver belt.
Okay.
Uh but he he gave me some good sparring, man. I done been down there a couple times. He always giving me good sparring, man. He treat me like family, you know what I'm saying, like brothers, you know what I'm saying, and he always helped me. He helping me learn, you know what I'm saying.
Right.
Even though we do the work, you know what I'm saying. He always like after we get finished sparring, he'll talk to me and show me what I did wrong, stuff like that, and all that. So that's big ups. And Bulletproof, you know, his name Brandon. I forgot his last name, but he go by Bulletproof. He's a
Okay.
welterweight. The one he's like 23-0 right now. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Okay.
I don't had Brandon Glinton. That's his last name. Glinton.
Okay.
Glinton. Yeah, Glinton. Um he's the top welterweight. Both running from him right now, but he like me for sparring because he say when I get hit, I don't run from him. I hit him back. You know what I'm saying? I
Right.
like, you know, I mean, what you expect? I'm in this to hit you too. You just ain't gonna
Mhm.
hit me and I'm gonna ball up, you know what I'm saying? But yes, sparring with him, I learned a lot because he's a beast in the ring, you know what I'm saying? A couple more folks, Matt Truck out of Atlanta.
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 Yeah. Hmm.
Um, I've been sparring with him. Got some good sparring with him too. It's a couple more folks, man. Out of Alabama, there's a dude named the Equalizer. Dion Nicholson.
Okay.
He's a welterweight too. I think he's like 14-1, 13-1. I got some good sparring with him. I got another homeboy out of Alabama. His name I can't remember his first name, but I call him by a nickname so much. But his name Buckwheat. You know what I'm saying? And
Okay.
both him and Dion out the same gym. They out of Dante Wilder gym in Alabama in Tuscaloosa.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I don't got some good sparring with them. You know what I'm saying? Like this just to name a few. You know what I mean? And some folks out of Lawrenceville at Obesity gym. I got some good sparring with a couple heavyweights out of there too. You know what I'm saying? So I be going everywhere, bro. Like it don't even matter if you want to spar me, just hit me up. We'll work out the time, work out a day, and I'll pull up, or either you pull up on me, and we get the work in. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's exactly what you got to do to get better. So it's glad to hear that you're going to so many different areas and getting those different styles and everything, which is perfect.
Yes,
And that
sir.
kind of brings me to my next point because you talk about with your discipline and all that. People don't realize, you mentioned this on your Instagram, at one point you were over 300 pounds. I think you said back in
Yeah, man.
2015. And
Yeah.
to see the shape that you're in now is fantastic. And, just on another note, we as
Appreciate it.
Black people, particularly Black men, got to really get up on our health because I think heart
Yes.
disease is like the number one killer of Black men.
Yes, sir.
And, with the eating and all that stuff, all that factors into it. So what was your moment that made you say, okay, I need to get my health together? Because, for some people, it's just, getting out the shower, looking in the mirror like this ain't it. Other people have health scares. What
Right.
was it for you that made you say, I got to do better than what I'm seeing right now?
All right. This the story right here now. Straight up fact. Like
Okay.
it's almost like what you said now. I'm telling you. All right. I already I was big. I was 310 pounds. 2014, 15. I started working out at the end of 2015, beginning of 2016. All right. I was 310 pounds, man. I was like, had that talk with my pops. He he a diabetic. Um, he on dialysis, you know what I'm saying? High blood pressure, all that stuff. And we had that talk. He like, man, you don't want to be like me. You know what I'm saying? Diabetic, you know what I'm saying? Dialysis, high blood pressure, taking all kind of medicine at the age of 30. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. Right.
He like, man, you need to get it together, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see you getting big now. You know what I'm saying? You need to tighten up. You know what I'm saying? Cause once I blew up once I got out of prison. Like when I got out of prison, I was like 220, rock solid. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But being in prison, just getting out, eating what I want to eat, doing what I want to do, you know what I'm saying? Drinking, all the bull, you know, all the other stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't concerned about my health. When I'm out of prison, I ain't gotta do no workout like that. I know what I'm saying. I tried to continue it, but you know, 3 days, well, 4 days turned into 3 days. 3 days turned into 2 days. 2 days turned into 1 day. Then it turned into now. You know what I mean? So after that, I was like, had that talk with my dad about being diabetic, all that. Cause I remember sticking him with the needle in his leg when I was younger, giving him his insulin and all that, you know what I'm saying? The insulin shot and all that. I remember all that. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, man, I don't want that, but I was still eating what I want to eat, doing what I want to do. So I woke up one morning. This what you were talking about. I woke up one morning, bro. I brushed my teeth. When I spit and I looked up, I looked at myself. I really looked at myself. Man, I had man titties, man. You know what I mean? Like, that was my first time ever having man titties. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could stretch marks and everything around it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh no, man, this ain't it right here. This ain't it. The exact day after I got finished brushing my teeth, everything, I went out and started working out. And that was like the end of 2015. So from then on in, I've been working out ever since. I ain't stopped. Man, I would know. And then having that talk with my daddy, like there was like a couple days, like 3-4 days before this happened, you know what I'm saying? So it really hit, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, man, I need to go ahead and get right. So I just started working out, man. You know, one day turned into two, and then just built back up. You know what I mean? I just got off the weight, started running, started jogging, and I found boxing. 2016. I started doing MMA.
Right.
So there was an extra workout on top of the workout I was already doing, and the running I was doing. You know what I'm saying? So, boom. And I started working in 2016 too. Then when I started at Purdue in 2016, so I was doing live hanging. I was hanging the chicken, hanging the bird. So that was another workout on top of the other two workouts. So I was doing my own workout, doing my MMA boxing training workout, and then I was hanging chicken all night at work. So that was a third workout. And my running too. Once I do all that, I do all my running too once I get home. So like the weight just really just melted off me. Like with over a little over a year, I had dropped like 60, 70 pounds. You know what I'm saying? So like right now, I just weigh myself, I weigh 215. But my last fight, I was at like 211. You know what I'm saying? Like I lost over 90 pounds. You know what I'm saying? 90, almost 100 pounds. You know what I'm saying? It's just consistency. Once you see yourself and your body changing, that what geeks you up to keep going. You know what I'm saying? So like, oh boy, I'm seeing progress now. You know what I'm saying? That what makes you go even harder. So that's all it's been doing, man. And then the compliments and all that stuff go to coming. That keeps you up even more. So now you really working out. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, and doing my fighting and stuff like that, and working out from that, and boom, I just dropped everything. I'm saying I dropped all the weight. Yep, that's what it is.
Great to hear. Great to hear. So going back to the ring, like you mentioned, your pro debut is on YouTube, so people can see a little bit of your style, even though that fight ended pretty quickly in the first round. The thing that stood out to me was your right hand. You have a really good right hand. But for people who haven't seen maybe that, give them a description of your style, because you're not a small heavyweight. You're 6'3", like you mentioned. You're 215, so you got some height. You're rock solid. But what can people expect in the ring when they see you on June 11th if they've never seen you before?
They're gonna see a lot more movement. You know what I'm saying? And more combination punching. You know what I mean? Like, yes, I love my power shots. You know what I mean? But that was me and my coach been working on that blowing them out, you know what I'm saying? Getting them out fast, you know what I'm saying? So you don't see a lot more combination punching and a lot more movement, you know what I'm saying, and more angle changes.
Okay. Got it. Got it. So being that this, hopefully you're gonna, of course, win this fight on June 11th. That'll raise your record to 3-0. You're
Yes,
moving at
sir.
a really good pace. How many fights do you think you can get in before the year is out?
Man, I'm not even counting them. I just told them to line them up, and I'm gonna knock them down. That's just my outlook on everything. Like I ain't going for a specific number. You know what I'm saying? Just
Right.
as many as you can get me, as long as I ain't hurt, you know, like that, and I can go get me a fight, and I'm gonna knock them out. Like that's my whole outlook and my whole picture on everything. You know what I'm saying? I just want to get in the ring, knock me somebody out. That's it. Cause I love fighting, bro. Like I really love fighting with a passion. Like it does something to me. It humbles me down. It calms me down. And I just like to see my skills, like where I'm at with
Mhm.
other folk, top fighters and stuff like that. When they get there, you know what I'm saying? Just see how far I can go. And just the fact that I started late, you know what I'm saying? Like I want to get this I want to tell everybody, like, don't give up on your dream. Like, no matter how old you is, what your age is. I started fighting when I was 30. You know what I'm saying? Then when I got in the gym, I was 30 years old. I'm 37 now. You know what I'm saying? Like, never give up. Like, age really ain't nothing but a number, man. It's up to you. Like, I know, like, I still got a little more time in this because I ain't got no wear and tear on me. Like, folks that been boxing since they were 3, 4, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? 5.
Mhm.
They've been professionally boxing, what 300 amateur fights and stuff like that, 500 amateur fights, then turn pro, you know what I'm saying? And like I ain't got the wear and tear on me like that. You know what I'm saying? So I still I still feel young, I still feel good, still feel strong, which you can tell by my first 2 fights. Like once I go to hit somebody, their whole outlook changed. Like they don't even want to punch no more. They be just trying to get somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But that's just my whole outlook on everything, man. You never too old to do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Just get in that gym, work yourself to death, and prepare yourself, and you'll be ready for anything. You know what I mean?
Perfect, perfect. I think that's a great way to end. For everybody out there, there's still tickets available. June the 11th, Summertime
Yes,
Brawl here in
sir. Go get
Atlanta
them. Go
at
get
Center
them.
Stage. You'll be seeing Dante Williams. I appreciate your time. Oh, one last question. One
So
thing I've already noticed with you, you bring out a good sizable crowd, with the audiences with the fights that you've had so far, even though you've just had 2 fights. A
yeah.
lot of, big fighters aren't even able to do that and sell tickets. So what's your secret? Why are you able to really grab the audience like that, where you're bringing out good crowds even this early on in your career?
I mean, them my people, man. You know what I mean? Like they gonna ride with me. They been waiting on this just as long as I've been waiting on it. So when I told them and I announced, you know what I'm saying, that I'm going pro, you know what I'm saying, even though I know they couldn't make my amateur fights like that, because amateur fight, we here, there, everywhere. You know what I'm saying? They could have made some on, especially like when they're closer, you know what I'm saying? I stay in Perry, you know what I'm saying, but we're really in the country, but I'm from Perry, you know what I mean? But they gonna come. Like they already told me they gonna come, you know what I mean? So I just had to make sure I'll be ready, you know what I'm saying? But they were gonna come, and then plus I rap. I used to rap before this, you know what I'm saying? So I like a little local thing. It wasn't nothing big, you know what I mean? It was
Right.
12-5. My team was 12-5 entertainment, you know what I mean? I still got some brothers out there still rapping now, you know what I'm saying? And
Okay.
but a lot of folks know me from rapping, you know what I'm saying? So they just followed me once I switched my journey up to my fighting, and I left the music alone. They were still around with me, and they didn't know me, and they knew I was gonna be, you know what I'm saying, a problem in the heavyweight division anyway. So yeah, they gonna step with me every time.
Got it. Got it. All right. Well, perfect way to end. Appreciate you. June the 11th, Dante Williams 2-0, going for 3-0 and
Yes,
3
sir.
KOs. That Summertime Brawl. Appreciate your time, man, and best of luck. Looking forward to
Hey,
seeing you.
I appreciate you having me, man.
Thank you.